Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about the match between Villarreal and FC Barcelona. This is going to be a game where Barcelona are going to be facing a much more attacking side compared to Espanyol. This is also going to be a game where Barcelona can have that chance to go into 6th place within La Liga. But before we go into that pre-match preview, I want to speak about one specific player, a player that has been talked about so much through the media over the past 24 hours, and that is about Ferrán Torres. So we're not going to be talking about Ferrán Torres because he's returning from injury coming from Man City, or he's going to be playing for the national team very soon. We're going to be talking about Ferrán Torres because there is a report that surfaced explaining that Ferrán Torres has asked Pep Guardiola that he does want to leave Manchester City as soon as possible for a move to Barcelona. But before we go further into this video, I do want to talk about the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app is the best football app you could find within the App Store when it comes to the latest transfer news, the daily news, anything that you do want to follow regarding your favorite player or your favorite club or your team or any international team. All of that is going to be compact within the OneFootball app. And for those of you guys who are in the UK, one of the best new features that the OneFootball app does carry, it is having La Liga highlights within the app. So if you guys do want to find any highlights regarding Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Valencia, whichever club you do desire, the OneFootball app will be having that and right inside your phone. So the link is going to be in the description box down below. By clicking that link, you guys will be able to support me and this YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated. But now let's get back into the video. And it's so crazy to talk about this, right? Because yesterday we were talking about how Sterling had that possibility to go to Barcelona, but now all of the attention, everything does seem likely that Torres will be moving to FC Barcelona very soon. And so it does say here, according to Fernando Polo, that Ferran Torres has informed Pep Guardiola about his desire to join Barcelona. He'll be allowed to leave if the two clubs can reach an agreement. Then he continued to say, throughout the entire day today, the Barcelona executives have been in contact with City for Ferran Torres in order to reach an agreement. Xavi Hernandez does want this player. And so yes, you guys are hearing that right. Like, Torres does want to join this Barcelona squad that does have Xavi, that does have Ansu Fati, that does have Pedri, that does have Eric Garcia. These are all youngsters. Even Ferran Torres, he is almost the exact same age of Xavi, Ansu, Pedri, and Eric Garcia. But let me tell you guys, this transfer is not going to be easy, of course, like in every transfer, because his contract does not end until 2025. His release clause is also probably going to be around 50 million euros, so Barcelona is going to have to execute some creative negotiations. Because look, in the end, we do not know if Barcelona do have the 50 million euros or not. Many people in the media have been saying that Barcelona cannot afford a player around 50 million euros. They don't have the money. But at the end of the day, you and me are not working in Barcelona. We do not know the full story. Not a single journalist, a reporter, no one in the media knows exactly what Barcelona is doing and how much they have. Only the CEO, only the president knows exactly what Barcelona are going to be capable of in this January transfer window. So if, right, let's just assume that Barcelona cannot afford the 50 million euros. Let's just say that, right? There can also be other creative negotiations like what I have said. There could be a loan with a mandatory option to buy in about 12 to 18 months. There could be a way where Barcelona can pay half of the fee now and then the other half later down the season. Or another way could be for Barcelona to sell players like Coutinho, Umtiti, Luke de Jong, Martin Braithwaite, whoever they want to sell in that January transfer window in order to help fund the transfer of Ferran Torres. So it is not impossible. There are clear ways, but obviously it is going to be difficult. And you know what's so interesting about this whole thing about Ferran Torres, right? Someone who does play for the Spanish national team under Luis Enrique, is that Xavi wants Ferran Torres and Ferran Torres does want to go to FC Barcelona. But why is that the case? Why are all parties agreeing that this is the correct move? Like, why is this happening? So I have basically described before over the past week that the best way I could describe Xavi's Barcelona would be this. His version of Barcelona is very similar to the Spanish national team of Luis Enrique's. Very similar. Because when it comes to the movement of the wingers, that is basically the same. When it comes to the intense pressure coming from the front three through the midfield and coming from the defensive line, seeing how Barcelona like to defend first with their front three and the forward basically being the first central center back to defend and regain the ball. That type of pressure is also seen at the Spanish national team when it comes to the build-up play from the goalkeeper to the forward. It is the exact same type of movements when it comes to having all of the possession, the intention of controlling the game. It is the exact same thing. So why am I pointing this out? Why am I comparing Xavi's Barcelona to Luis Enrique's Spanish national team? Well, it is because Torres has shown his best form at the Spanish national team. Yes, he has played very well for Man City. He has scored goals. He has been up there in those very important moments. We have seen Ferrán Torres show his class, but at the Spanish national team, he is a completely different monster, which basically means this: when you bring Ferrán Torres to a team like Barcelona, who do play like the Spanish national team, you are going to be having a Ferrán Torres that you do not see at Man City at the moment. Ferrán Torres at Barcelona would be something that many of us are going to want to see. He will turn into a world beater. He will be a monster. And I'm so glad that Xavi is seeing this, right? To know that, okay, Ferrán Torres at the Spanish national team, who we basically are replicating at the moment, he plays very well. He looks like he knows how to play with Pedri, Ansu, Gavi, Sergio Busquets, and Eric Garcia. So that's very interesting, right? Because what I believe Xavi is trying to do is this: he wants to repeat exactly what Barcelona did with the Spanish national team back in 2010, 2011, and 2012, is to use and take advantage of that golden pot that the Spanish national team was producing throughout that time. And that is why Barcelona were so dominant in that era. It is because they took advantage of the Spain's national team and how they were producing so many great players, and then they plugged the holes that they were missing in Barcelona. So for example, they had a player like Messi to plug in that hole. They also had another player like Dani Alves on the right back position to plug in that hole. They had another player like Eric Abidal to plug in that other hole. Everything else was basically the Spanish national team. So I just cannot wait to see Torres at Barcelona. I know that there is still a long way to go. I know that negotiations do have to be held between Barcelona and Man City, but Barcelona is very optimistic. Ferran Torres does want to move to this club. He knows that he can really be a very important player for this club, and the club itself does know that. And so I'm very enthusiastic. I'm very also optimistic because Ferran has already proven, like I've said, that he can work with players like Ansu, Pedri, Gavi, and Eric Garcia, who are the brand new dynasty that will be representing Barcelona and Spain. Torres is also going to be a player that can bring the goals. He is also someone who does understand how to build up play into the final third area. And so I do want to end it with this, coming from Mundo Deportivo, and they have stated, and I quote, Ferran told Guardiola that he was very grateful for his treatment and for betting on the signing for City, but given the opportunity to go to Barcelona, he could not say no. In this sense, the coach was sympathetic to the player. So you can see here too that Pep Guardiola is also seeing what Ferran Torres is seeing. He knows that at Barcelona, something very special is being built. So anything new regarding Ferran Torres and his move potentially to Barcelona, we are going to be talking about it here in this YouTube channel. And obviously, we're also going to be going into a deeper dive on who Ferran Torres is, what he could do at Barcelona, what role is he going to be playing, what position is he going to be positioned at under Xavi Hernandez. Is he going to be playing on the right wing, which is his main position? Is he going to be playing as a number 9, which is something that he could play? There are so many questions, but this move would greatly improve Barcelona for the better. But now let's move on towards the match between Barcelona and Villarreal, because again, this match is going to be away. Barcelona will not be at the Camp Nou, and if we look at the squad list here, we can still see that Ansu Fati, Pedri are still out. But now we have players like Dembele, Ilias, Abde, all there to help Xavi Hernandez, to be those wingers that Xavi does need. So Dembele is expected to play, Ilias is also expected to play, Abde is expected to play. We can also see Serginho Dest continuing to be in the squad list with no problem. He did not encounter any minor injury or some discomfort in his calves or thighs, wherever it may be. So everything is looking well. Right now, we are still in the process of trying to regain all of our players. And Xavi has also said something about this when it comes to regaining their players during the pre-match press conference, because you and me know exactly just how much of a headache it has been for Barcelona to maintain all of their players extremely healthy. And also, I would like to point out one more thing. There has been a report, and it has also been made official, that the head of the medical services for Barcelona, he has been fired. He will no longer be in Barcelona no more. And now Barcelona are looking to move forward. They want to bring back a doctor that was once at Barcelona to help Xavi and his players. And so this is what Xavi had to say about that situation. And I quote, I want to surround myself with trustworthy, faithful, and loyal people. The arrival of Ricard Bruna is fundamental for me. He is the best doctor that Barcelona has had, and it seems that he is close to coming back. Bruna should never have left this club. So Xavi is basically throwing shots at the previous board for making such a mistake because of what we are seeing today. And it is very important for Xavi because he knows that a very well, healthy, and strengthened Barcelona can be a very dominant Barcelona, a Barcelona that can compete. And so this is going to be some big news to know that Ricard Bruna is going to be moving back to this club. He is probably going to be one of the biggest and most important hirings for Barcelona all year. Like, we can talk about Memphis Depay, we can talk about the return of Dembele or Ansu Fati, but one of the biggest and most important returns, it is going to be Dr. Ricard Bruna. And now let's move on towards Xavi Hernandez giving some updates regarding some players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona, like Frenkie, Riqui Puig, and Dembele. Starting with Frenkie, and this is what Xavi had to say, and I quote, the goal is for the player to be happy here. We need this type of player. He is not for sale at all. Quite the opposite. Our idea is to reinforce him here. Then he spoke about Riqui Puig, and I quote, Riqui is a player of the squad and we count on him. He will have opportunities like everyone else. Riqui is very talented, who has that last pass that we need so much. He has a natural talent to play between the opponent's defensive line. We are counting on him. And then he spoke about Dembele. I had a individual talk with Dembele, and I wanted to make my position clear that I count on this player, and especially for this project, not only for this season. I want to have him at the club for many years. I hope he renews, but it depends of him and the club. So Xavi is basically backing these players to say towards the media that these three players that you guys have been talking about so much, they are very important. And I'm so glad that Xavi is so outspoken about these rumors and how he wants to back these players, because he's simply showing that he is just not afraid. Any other coach out there in Europe would say that that is up to the club. It has nothing to do with me. It is not in my control. But Xavi is here to show that he is a leader in the club. He is showing that the players that he has now, they do have a position within this club. So there is a sense of collectiveness, and I'm very happy to finally hear this. So lastly, I do want to end it with this. I want to talk about the most possible starting 11 that we could see face up against Villarreal. And so I'm obviously going to go with a 4-3-3. I do expect to see Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal. Our defensive line could be Jordi Alba, Garcia, Araujo, and Serginho Dest. As for the midfield, I do expect to see Busquets, Nico, and Frankie, two players who have been playing so well. And then the front three should be Gavi on the left, Memphis as the striker, and Yusuf Demir on the right wing. Now notice how I placed Yusuf Demir in the front three. I do expect to see Demir play even more because of what we have seen up against Benfica. He has really impressed, and I want to see more of that player. He needs more minutes. And then later down this game, maybe around the 60th minute or 70th minute, we could hopefully see Dembele play on the right wing. Maybe we can switch out Gavi and put in a player like Ilias or Abde, have those players regain some minutes, and then hopefully in the end see more minutes coming from Riqui Puig, and maybe come and replace Sergio Busquets and have Frankie de Jong play as a central defensive midfielder. But that is going to be my possible starting 11. Let me know who you expect to see tomorrow night face up against Villarreal. That is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona pre-match preview and daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.